Okay, so I guess we are live now. Okay, let me quickly check. Live now. Yes. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another live on TestRigor. So we will be starting soon. And in the meanwhile, can anybody confirm at the chat window? Am I audible properly? We will be starting the demo soon. Generally, YouTube sends notifications after 15 seconds. So we'll wait for 1 minute and then we'll start. Okay, thanks Dinesh. Thanks for joining. Okay, so yes, people are joining. We'll wait for another 30 seconds. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the session. We will be starting soon. Okay, so let's start. And guys, this is another YouTube live with TestRigor. So in the previous sessions, we have discussed how you can perform web automation using TestRigor. We have seen how you can automate APIs using TestRigor. But desktop automation has been always a challenge with test automation, right? So whether you try different tools, we don't get the accurate result. So today in this demo, we will be talking about how you can automate desktop applications using TestRigor, how you can use AI capabilities of TestRigor, and how you can automate desktop applications in your local system. Or let's say if you have applications on, let's say remote machines, let's say RDP sessions you can still automate using TestRigor. So we have Gautam with us from TestRigor. Hi, Gautam.
Hi Mukesh. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Gautam, for joining. And guys, we have Gautam from TestRigor, who's the Q manager, and he will be demonstrating how we can automate desktop applications. So if you have tried multiple tools, let us know what challenges you have faced in the past. What is your current challenges? And in case you have not automated desktop applications, give a try after this demo and reach out to us if you need any help. So yeah, Gautam, welcome, and maybe we can start.
Yes, yes, Mukesh. So guys, I'll just start. I'll let you know like how exactly you can first create your TestRigor account and then how you can create a test suite for your desktop application testing. It's basically Windows app testing, native app testing. So yeah, I'll just share my screen and let me know if it is visible to you guys. You can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
All right. So guys, basically the first thing is that we have to go to testticker.com where you'll see this particular page and there's a sign up option. When you click on sign up option, there is one option called private complete. Basically, this desktop like Windows native application automation is not open source. You can still try it for 2 weeks. So you have to first select private complete and then just fill up this form. You'll get an invitation in your email. Accept that invitation and you'll be logged in into your TestRigor account. So once you log in into your TestRigor account, it'll look like this, right? On the left side, because you've just created a new suite. So you won't be having, sorry, you have just created a TestRigor account, so you won't be having any suites here. So the first thing that you have to do is to create a suite. So on the right side, as you can see, we have a form which you have to fulfill. Just give it a name, something like any name, desktop native app automation, and then type of testing you can select native desktop. Currently it is just available for Windows, so yeah, you can see the Windows option here. And then this you can leave it like this. This is basically some kind of a setting which allows TestRigor to locate locate elements in Windows application. So yeah, there are two things. As Mukesh mentioned earlier, that you can automate Windows applications in your local machine, means like the RDPs, and also you can install or upload an exe file executable of your application in our infrastructure. So it means like both ways you can use. You can use TestRigor's infrastructure, or you can use your RDP to automate the Windows application, right? So you have this particular option when to run, where to run the tests. So as you can see, if you are going to run tests on your infrastructure, means your RDP, then you have to select this option, which is connect via remote desktop to my infrastructure. And here you'll be providing your IP address of the RDP and the credentials. This is required so that tester can locate your machine and can try to log in and then access the application to automate, right? So once this is done, just click on create test suites. Once the suite is created, it will look like something like this. This will be the page, and you won't be having any test case. These are the test cases that I've already created, but you won't be having any of the test cases because you have just created a fresh suite. So in the beginning, what you can do in that case is there is a live mode a feature we have where you can actually when you once you click on this and you select on Windows, click on launch interactive session. This will open a page where on the left side you will see we have a text area where you can write down the commands and execute. That will actually get executed live on your application. Right on the right side you will see your application over here. So this way you can create your test cases in the live mode. This is in the beginning when we start. It tries to find this AI agent. Once it is found, then it will show you your RDP over here. So this particular suite we have, this is set up in external RDP. This is not using any TestRigor's infrastructure. See, so this is the RDP where we are just getting this error message in the beginning, right? Now suppose like we are just going to close this error message. You can simply say click OK, because this is a fresh start. So you might face these kind of issues because of the last status of the application. Okay, maybe that RDB is not available right now, but I can show you because of this we are getting this error message, but I can show you the recorded test cases that we have already. So in this test case, what I have automated is there is a Postman application which we have already installed in uh, Windows RDP, right? And we are trying to make an API call and then just checking the response of that API call. This we have automated, right? So in the beginning, as you can see here, we already have one tab open, the from the earlier execution. So what we are doing is we are just closing the tab by or through these keyboard actions. Once that tab is closed, you'll see on the left bottom you can see the commands which were which are getting executed on that particular screen. So
So guys,
once
just to
this
give you a
is
background, you can take any application. For demonstration purpose, we are taking Postman, which is also available as a desktop app and a plugin as well. So we are not using web version and plugin version. We are using desktop application of Postman, but you can take any application which you want to automate. Okay.
correct. So guys, the main thing is like in this case, as you can you know that you cannot inspect the elements as we can do for web applications. In this case, to locate elements, we have 2 or 3 different approaches in TestRigor. So basically, you're using in this particular test case, I'm using AI so that we can locate the elements on the UI of the application, right? So as you can see, this is the command: click plus icon using AI. So whenever you're trying to use AI to locate elements here in TestRigor, you just have to write using AI at the end of the command. So this command will actually scans the UI And then if it finds the plus icon, it will automatically locate and perform the action, which is click. So click plus icon using AI actually is clicking on this particular plus button, as you can see on the top. So once it is clicked, you can see a new tab is opened. And now we are clicking on the get option so that we can change it to post. And here we are using the referencing location. It's a feature of TestRigor where we can take a reference of one element to locate another element. So here we are taking a reference of enter URL to click on get element. As you can see, this is the command that we're using. Click get completely to the left of enter URL. So it finds get and clicks on it. So once it clicks, you can see the drop down where we have different types of API calls, right? Get, post, put. So from here, we are just clicking on post. So we are saying click post. So it is clicking on post. And then after that, we are entering the URL of the API call over here in the text box. And then we are clicking on headers. As you can see, we have here click headers. And then we are entering header as content type and then its value. It's all simple, just click and then enter, click and then enter. So after adding the header, we are clicking on body. Here, because the JSON is required, we are first we are creating data in the JSON format. I'll show you the command for the same, and then we are entering it over here. Once it is done, then we are clicking on send, and then we are at the end checking whether we are getting the status 200 or not. So for validations, we have checked that page contains 200, so it validates whether the status is 200. Okay, let me show you the commands. So once I quick edit this test case, you'll see, let me maximize this. So in the beginning, we are just, because this, we have added this is actually not required. We were just, just did it. I don't know. But yeah, first of all, like we are just closing all the tabs that are there. For that, we have created a rule. In that rule, we are executing a JavaScript code, which is required because of the we don't know the exact number of tabs that are opened in front, right? Once the tabs are closed, this is the command that I mentioned, click plus icon using AI, and then we have the rest of the commands like this. And this is how we are creating a JSON body for the body of the API. So we say something like save strings starting from next line, ending with end. In the curly braces, you can put your JSON body like this. And then we are saving it as JSON body. This is a variable, right? And then we are using clipboard to paste this particular JSON body to that particular body part of the postman. Once it is done, we are just clicking on send, and then we are check that page contains the status code of that API is 200. This test case, as I mentioned, is executed on not on TestRigor's infrastructure. This is a I would say private RDP, which is AWS. So the same way you can use TestRigor's infrastructure as well. I'll show you that example as well. Guys, do you have any questions regarding this particular test case?
Yeah, so there were two questions. One question from Madhukar, that can we automate pure Java desktop applications?
Yes, yes, you can do that. So the only requirement is that your RDP is opening the Java application, and that application has a UI. So because I mentioned that we are using AI to locate elements, and there are other approaches as well. So you can simply use the same approaches to locate elements and perform actions. So you can automate that, yes.
There's one more question. This we already covered, both desktop and web application. So yes, it supports web application, APIs, desktop application, mainframe application, SAP applications. You take any application and you can automate. Yeah, so far going
Correct.
good. And guys, the biggest challenge that we discussed, right? The locate, and like you have to locate the elements. So here you are not locating, you are just testing how a user will use the application, right? So you are giving the English based commands and you're giving which element you want to interact. And you can also use AI feature. Let's say if you have similar buttons, so if you say using AI can locate this particular element and it can perform operation. So you don't have to worry about locators part, whether it's a Java application or let's say it's any type of application. You just focus on the English statements and give for which element you want to interact.
Correct. Shall we proceed to the second
Yes.
test case? All right. So guys, this is the suite which is created on TestRigor infrastructure. So in this case, we don't have to provide any of the IP address and anything. Just upload the exe file of your application, which will auto install in the machine. So this is, as you can see, this mostly the same test case over here. The simple thing that we have changed here is I'll let you know. So once the, as you can see, once the, you can again automate the whole scenario in live mode, and then you can execute n number of times because TestRigor does not limit users to for the executions. So yeah, it's like this. So as you can see over here, we have a Postman logo. We are double clicking on that Postman, and then it will open the Postman like this. And then when clicking on continue without account, yeah, this is the Postman application on TestRigor's infrastructure. As you can see, we have Windows UI at the back end. Above, we have the application. In this particular test case, what we have done is in TestRigor, you can actually have you can access Windows. Sorry, you can access like any web browser application in the same test case where you are automating your Windows application, native application. So what we have tried over here is we opened a web application in the same test case. As you can see here in the previous screenshot, we are accessing the RDP. The next screenshot, we have opened a web browser. So the command that we have used for the same is start browser web and switch. What this command does is it will open a web browser. By default, it is Google Chrome, and we are just giving it a name web. It can be anything, and then we are changing the focus to like the driver's focus to switch, like to this particular browser using switch command. So, and then on browser we are opening a website where we have sample APIs, and this is the command for the same open URL, this particular URL. So once this is open, we are just grabbing the available API. This is the valid API. We are just grabbing the API from the UI of the web application using this particular command. This particular command is actually just using AI to read the curl request that is mentioned over here. As you can see, we have the command like grab value by description, curl request below example one. So it takes a reference of example one, which is this. Below this, we have this curl request, right? And then we are putting some filtrations, and then we are saying using AI and save it as curl request. So what TestRigor is doing here is it is just reading out the curl request from here and putting and saving it in a curl request variable here, right? And then once it is saved, we are switching back to the RDP here. If you can see, switch to remote desktop default. So you see something like this. Now the web browser is gone. We are back to the RDP. So the variable that we have created in the web application, we can still use that variable. The scope of that variable is still in the test case, right? So we can use that curl request over here in the Postman. So in the next one, you'll see we are saying click enter URL. So it is clicking on this enter URL text box, and then we are pasting that curl request here like this. So this is a feature of Postman. We can just put all the complete curl request over here, and once clicking on send, it will auto-populate all the required headers and body, everything. So after putting this, we are clicking on send, and then we are checking. Okay, so after send, as you can see here, we have 200, and then we are clicking on preview. And then as you can see, we have a token here, right? So we are grabbing the token as well by getting into the preview token. As you can see, we are saying grab value by description, token value from the API response, written as token using AI. So we are just giving a, you can see a prompt or you can see a description. TestRigor's AI understands it very well and tries to, fulfill the requirement. So it checks the token over here. It grabs that token and stores it in the token variable. So the test case ends here. I'll show you the data that it grabbed actually. So in this command, we have to click on show extra info. As here you can see, stored value token was set to 675. So it was like able to extract the token as well. And this is the explanation by the AI. So you can read it out as well. So in this particular test case, we were able to automate Windows native application along with web browser, right? So you can switch between both the things at the same time in the same test case. Any questions, guys?
Guys, if you have any questions related to desktop automation, not only related to this, if you have any other questions, challenges also you can ask. We'll see whether we can take that live or
Yeah.
maybe we can do that later too. But if you have any challenges, reach out to us. What exactly we did here, guys, we switched from web to desktop and again desktop to web. Okay, but the moment you
Correct.
start automating end-to-end scenarios, you will have so many things, right? You will be interacting with UI, then API, then desktop, again come back to UI, again validate in API. So this end-to-end and switching also is happening through one command. So you don't have to switch in a programming way. Just use switch to Windows, and it can switch, and you can start interacting and come back to web anytime.
Yep.
Yeah, so all the commands which we are displaying here, we will be also giving you in the description, or I will be creating a blog post. So you can also give a try. Yeah. Gautam, so far no questions. We can continue. And maybe you
All
can
right.
show some documentation part also, Gautam. So let's say if they have, more scenarios, you can show the desktop
Yeah.
testing section in the resources.
Yeah, so basically, guys, like when you log in, you see these resources here as well, and we have resources on the this navigation panel as well. So you will see documentation over here. Once we click, this is the documentation. The best part of TestRigor is that the same commands works for all types of app testing. It's like no matter you're clicking on an element or web application, RDP, Windows application, mobile browser, it is same. Just say click and the element. That's it. It will work the same way it works in all the applications. This is what we support right now. You can automate all of these things as mentioned in the website. Referencing locations I already mentioned. Loops, validations, visual testing. You can compare the screenshots, and then for the data grids or HTML. HTML, not for the data grids, but yeah, for the HTML tables, we have a different commands for them to support, like, so you can use this section for that. Then conditional executions, if and else, you can write if and else blocks. API testing, up you can automate uploading files in mobile device. You can try uploading in your application or web application. Phone calls you can automate, SMS. Then you can literally automate emails, like for example, in your application, in the login flow maybe, or in the sign up flow, you have a code which is OTP, which is sent to your email address, registered email address. You can simply automate these kind of scenarios. For the same, we have for this email testing feature, you can set or get the browser cookies, local storage, session storage, and then you can literally automate audios. Like you can check uh, the audio is playing. You can check the audio is the same with the stored audio. Like you can compare, record, and play. You can automate a database as well, uh, and then we have. You can also automate Chrome extensions. Then at the end we have capture resolutions. This particular feature does not come with normal license, but yeah, this is there. You can literally automate captchas in TestRigor. And then we have scan QR code. This is usually, done for MFAs, 2FAs, and scanning the QR codes. I have an example for the same. I have automated in case of RDP as well. I'll show it to you. Shall I proceed to the next
Yes, yes.
example?
So guys, irrespective which type of applicant you use, commands will not change. Some additional steps depends on what kind of scenario you have. You will be using some additional commands, but not dedicated command for the desktop API. For APIs, yes, we have, but for web and desktop, just focus on the English commands.
Correct. So guys, in this application, like in this test case, sorry, I've automated one chat application, like sending a message and then validating. In this case, we are trying to, like, we have automated Pumble application, which is a Windows-based application, and then we are opening the same application in browser, and then we are chatting between, right, and then validating the messages. So I'll show you the flow, how exactly it goes. So once the RDP starts, the application is like this, and then we are this is a dynamic wait. We are just giving a wait so that we can check the application is completely loaded. Once it is, you can see it's loaded. You can simply say click login. See, guys, this is a very good feature of TestRigor. Like, you don't have to be specifically using the whole thing which is there on the UI. You can simply use the partial text, and it is also not a case sensitive. So just by default it is not case sensitive, but you can make it case sensitive. You simply say click login, it will find a button where click login is a partial text, so it will click on that, right? And then we are saying continue with Google. So clicking on the login opens a browser. On the browser it opens Pumble application where we have to log in, and then it will auto login in the Textro application as well. So as you can see, this browser is opened by this particular application. We haven't opened it. We haven't done any, like, we haven't executed any command to open the browser. So the good part is you don't have to change the focus in this case. We already have a setting. If it is enabled, then whatever the new tabs, new browsers, whatever is opening on by clicking on something, the focus of the driver would automatically switch to the new thing, right? So in this case, we clicked on login, it opens the browser. So we are, the next command is just this, click continue with Google. So it will automatically switch the focus in this case. So click continue with Google, and then after that, let it load. We are entering the email address and then username, and then clicking on next, right? And then we are entering the password, as you can see over here. And then we are clicking on next. And over here, you will see we have a two-step verification. The code that is supposed to be generated in Google Authenticator app, which we will generate in the flow and then use that code over here. So basically how it works is when you set up your Google account and you integrate it with the Google Authenticator app, there is an option to scan the QR code. So once you scan the QR code in your Google Authenticator app, you have to take a screenshot of that QR code and store it in the test data section of TestRigor. That's it. So in the next command, you'll see we have this command called generate Google code from stored value. This is the stored QR code, and save it as code. So what TestRigor does is here is it will literally scan that QR code, which is we have already stored. It will generate code and store it in a variable, and then we are entering that code over here. Enter stored value code into enter code. So this is the code that QR code generated. So 099734. Then we're clicking on next, and then you can see we'll be logged in over here. See, this is the application now that 2FA was automated as well. So this is how we support automating 2FAs, MFAs. You just need a screenshot of the QR code, put it in the test data section, and just one command will do the thing, right? So in this application, now we are just creating a message, which is message ID and some random unique number every time. For that, we have this particular command called generate from template. This is the static keyword message ID, and then hash means like it will generate 4 digits unique number every time. And then we are storing it into this variable, and then we are typing this variable and then enter. So in this case, you can see we have 7906. So after entering, when we hit send, It is sent actually. Now we are opening start browser web, as I mentioned the last test case as well. After that, we are opening app.pumble.com, and here you'll see we have click continue with Google, and then we try to log in the same. We are just again getting that Google Authenticator thing. We have successfully resolved. This time the code was 577876. Click on next, and then we are logged in into here. Now, once we are logged in, we are just checking the same message that we've sent from the RDP. And for that, we are saying check that page contains stored value, message ID RDP. So 7906, this was the message from the RDP. And from here, we are sending a message 6474 to RDP, right? And for the same, we are just running the same command again. This time it has created 6474. Once it is sent, then we are switching back to the RDP. Uh, So once we are back to the RDP, we are validating the message that was sent from the browser, which was 6474 here, as you can see. So plain English command, we were able to automate plenty of things in the same test case, as you can see. Yeah,
This
that's it.
example I liked a lot because this is again when it comes to production level application, even some test applications, developers cannot disable this multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication. That becomes a big hurdle when it comes to automating end-to-end scenarios. Here you can automate two-factor authentication, multi-factor authentications. It will scan the QR code and the code you can use for testing. So whether you have a OTP based, it supports OTP. Whether you're email based OTP generation, it also supports. So basically, when it comes to scenarios, you can automate whether it's OTP based, email based, or even this QR based or multi-factor authentications.
Correct.
So any application you try, it supports this QR code that we discussed, right? Maybe Gautam, you can show where exactly we stored that QR code in the test data
Yes.
section.
Yes. So you can see this test data section over here. And this is the QR code, and this was the variable that we have used. Once you click on download, you can literally see the actual QR code that was stored. Just take a screenshot and upload. Use the same command, it will generate, it will do the thing. That's it. It's that easy.
Yeah. So, guys, these are the three use cases that we have created, which we wanted to show. So, if you have any questions related to this, feel free to ask. And maybe Gautam, you can show one of the tests that we created so that they will see the execution part as well. So, right now, what you showed is the designing part. If you can execute them,
Correct.
user will get more idea.
Sure. Yeah, let's run this maybe. So, guys, there are many things that you can do for the execution as well. For now, if you just want to run this simple single test case, we have a button called retest. Click on this, and it will trigger the run. Once this starting the app is changed to in progress, then the actual execution will happen.
So, Gautam, do we have the recording feature here as well? Let's say if I want to see the complete recording.
Yes. In that case, we'll have two videos, one for RDP, one for web,
Okay.
because we are switching. Yeah, we have two devices, different devices. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it will take a couple of seconds. Let's wait for the
Yes.
execution.
Yeah. Because this has to, for the RDP, it takes a little time, 30 or 40 seconds. In the meantime, like we can take questions.
Yep.
If the time.
Guys, any questions related to demo, related to test trigger or desktop automation, even web API? If you have tried with test trigger, let us know. Seems no question today related to this.
Okay.
Okay, let it take time. So this multi-factor authentication documentation, if you show them, so instead of just going to the demo,
Yeah.
multi-factor
Just,
authentication section.
just a second. So, yeah, on this documentation, just search for maybe authenticator. Yeah, Google Authenticator code. Click on this and we'll open the article like how exactly you can automate this or set up to FA for the automation. So in your Gmail account, go to manage your Google account, and then over here you have to enable 2FA, like two-step verification. In the process, you have to select this Authenticator app, and you will get this QR code like this. So when you scan your QR code through your Google Authenticator mobile application, while scanning, just scan it and then take a screenshot of this uh, QR code. That's it, and store it in your TestRigor test data section. We have a complete documentation. Along with that, we have a video as well for the execution. So as you can see, like go to test data, add variables. You have to select file, give it a name, and upload that. It could be PNG, JPG, anything. And these are the commands which will do the same thing, different ways of doing it. So Google, generate pin with Google Authenticator, generate code with Google Authenticator. You can write anything, and it should support that. And this is the video for the same.
Great.
The same way, guys, you can automate Microsoft MFA as well, and other. I think almost all. If you have a QR code, almost everything will work. That is this. Okay, so it's in progress. It is running. As you can see.
So, as you compare with other tests, like this also can be integrated with your CI/CD.
Yes, we have a CI/CD section for the same. Yes. So when you click on this, you'll get a pre-populated bash or shell scripts that you can use to integrate your test suite with your current pipeline in any tool. Like it could be Jenkins or other tools, like any tools. All tools are supported. See what it has generated this time. It's 865,647, and then yeah, we were able to log in. Any questions, guys? Or maybe if you are already using TestRigor or trying TestRigor and you're stuck somewhere, maybe I can help you.
Okay, seems like people are tired because it's almost 8. So after office, people have less energy. So maybe they will watch once they get time, and they will be having a lot
Yeah.
of questions for sure once they will start. So we'll guys reach out to us for any questions. Okay, we will be sharing all the snippet whatever we discuss in case if you want to give a try from your side. In case if you are completely new to test trigger, create an account. I will be giving you a link right away. So give a try, create account, explore web, API, and desktop. Let me give you one link.
Yes, guys, the execution is done. As you can see, took 2 minutes, and this is the complete flow.
Perfect. Great demo, Gautam. So yeah, we can maybe stop sharing the screen. We'll take one or more questions, and if you will don't have question, we can end. So guys, anyways, we planned for 45 minutes. We're almost done. So if no further questions, then yeah, we can end. But if you have any questions, please let us know. So Gautam, in the meanwhile, do you want to highlight certain challenges apart from whatever we discussed? Any specific challenges which user faces when it comes to desktop automation?
Uh, there was a challenge when we didn't have this AI to locate the elements, but yeah, now it's pretty fine. The only thing is that when you're using your infrastructure, then in that case, one additional uh, uh, I would say like this tool is required to be installed, which is Windows application driver, which allows TestRigor to easily interact with the application. The otherwise, like everything is smooth and like very easy to automate. That was the challenges.
Okay. Yes, if you're using your own system, let's say you reserved one system on AWS and now you want this system have some application that you want to automate, you have to install WinApp driver and you have to start tunneling. So that tunneling you have to provide in the test trigger so that can create connection and then you can start automating that application. So we also have that video as well. So if you need any help in setup part, I will be giving that link also in the description of this video. So you can download WinApp driver, install, then start the tunnel, and whatever URL you will get that you have to set up in the test trigger. Okay, yeah, that's all about today's guys. So Gautam, thank you so much for the lovely demo. I especially like the last example, which is chatting between Windows to web and web to Windows again. I will also give it a try, and I will be making dedicated video on Windows based automation because this was a quick video. So people
Mhm.
generally connect better when we show them a step by step process. So
Correct.
using this as an inspiration, I will be getting dedicated tutorial, and I might need your support or review once I make the
Sure.
video.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. That's all about today. So, see you in the next live session, and we'll be waiting for your questions. Yeah. Thanks, Gautam. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Bye, guys. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks. Okay, we are done with the demo. If you have other questions which you want to discuss, feel free to connect. I will be here for the next 10 minutes. Okay. Maybe I will generate a separate live because people are getting confused whether it's for Windows or not. So we'll have a dedicated live for Q&A. So thank you so much. Good night and see you in the next live. Till then, bye bye. Take care.